In this video, I'm going to teach you how to subtract time. You're probably going to want to get a calculator handy. First thing you have to know for subtracting time, there's going to be 3 columns. The first column refers to hours, the middle column is minutes, and the last column is seconds. You should already know, but I'll review it. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are also 60 minutes in 1 hour. Okay, so let's get to subtracting. You're always going to start with seconds and then you work your way over to the hours. So the first column, you're going to look at the numbers as a whole. So you have 50 minus 25. You could do it the longer way and actually go line by line, and you can't subtract 0 and 5, so you would, make that a 4. But I would recommend looking at the columns as a whole. So we have 50 minus 25, which gives me 25. Then we have 9 minus 8, which gives me 1. And 10 minus 10 is 0. So our time difference is 0 hours, 1 minute, 25 seconds. Let's do another one. 10 minus 10, pretty easy, 0. 45 minus 25 is 20. And 9 minus 9 is 0. So for the second one, we have 0 hours, 20 minutes, and 0 seconds. Okay, now we get to our first one that's a little bit more complicated. You are subtracting 33 minus 43. And you can't do that. Some students will look at these numbers and just give me the difference. We're not doing difference. We're actually subtracting 33 minus 43. You can't do that. That would give you a negative number. This is time. There's no such thing as negative time. So what do? You can't subtract 33 and 43, so we have to make this number bigger. So we're going to borrow a minute. We have 15 here. If we take 1 away, this becomes 14 because we took 1 minute away. There's 60 seconds in 1 minute, so we apply that to the seconds over here. We already had 33. We borrowed a minute, so we borrowed 60. 60 plus 33 is going to give me 93. Now we can go ahead and subtract 93 minus 43, and that gives me 50. 14 minus 14 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we have 0 hours, 0 minutes, 50 seconds. Make sure that you don't go too fast and just if you're borrowing a minute, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to take a minute from there and make this a 93 and forget to cross this 15 out and make it a 14. Because sometimes I'll see students leave that and their final answer will be 1 hour, 1 minute, and 50 seconds because they forgot to cross that out and make it a 14. The next couple problems are pretty straightforward, so I'm going to jump to 7 because this is another question where you have to borrow. Alright, so 17 minus 34, can't do it. I'm going to cross out the 5. I'm borrowing a minute, so that becomes a 4. I already have 17 here. I'm borrowing 60 seconds. 60 plus 17, that makes this 77. Now I can go ahead and subtract 77 minus 34. Don't be afraid to use a calculator, right? So 77 minus 34, 43. And what do I do here? Because again, it's 4 minus 55. I can't do that. I'm going to borrow an hour. That becomes a 1. The nice thing is when you're always borrowing, you're always borrowing a value of 60, because now we just have 60 minutes. There's a 4 already there, so that becomes 64. 64 minus 55 is 9. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have a difference of 0 hours, 9 minutes, 43 seconds. Alright, and that is how you subtract time.